How did a denim brand spark 2025's weirdest ad war? And when did denim stop being blue-collar and start being PR bait? Denim used to mean rebellion. Now it means revisionism, rewriting history until it fits your brand guide. We've gone from James Dean lighting a cigarette in Levi's to Sydney Sweeney lighting up a PR firestorm in Times Square. Not with fire, but with a slogan that made people wonder if great jeans was just corporate code for good jeans. If it feels familiar, that's because it is. The ad's soft lighting, the poses, even the innocent but knowing smirk, all trace straight back to a 15-year-old Brooke Shields and Calvin Klein's 1980 campaign.
You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing.
Brooke was a child, pushed into a sexualized ad by her mother, turning her body into a marketing weapon. The line was banned for sexualizing a child, but the exploitation made Calvin Klein the untouchable cultural phenomenon it is today. American Eagle's version swaps the taboo for a pun, and still manages to make people uncomfortable. The official tagline, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, is a pun so bad it crashed into cultural commentary. If your campaign centers on jeans and your star happens to be a blue-eyed, blonde, size 2 actress, it stops reading as clever and starts reading as coded. Is this what real America still looks like to a billion-dollar brand? All white picket fences, small-town diner smiles, and exactly one body type? It's clearly revisionism, a Photoshop of national identity, and the timing is impeccably tone-deaf. This brand spent 10 years marketing inclusion through its airy lingerie campaign. No Photoshop, all bodies, all skin tones, and then pivoted back to a filtered 1950s fantasy like that decade ended well for everyone? That's not evolution. It's regression and brand amnesia. American Eagle has forgotten that the world has moved on. So yes, American Eagle's store visits dropped, but impressions exploded. Backlash has become a KPI, and AE's CEO called the outrage marketing gold. In 2025, you don't need your ad to resonate. You just need it to offend the right people loud enough for everyone else to click play. That's the modern feedback loop. Shock leading to outrage, then think pieces, and ultimately profits galore. Sydney Sweeney may not have sold jeans, but she does sell engagement metrics. We didn't cancel this ad because it was bad. We canceled it because it was dishonest. Because somewhere between nostalgia and nationalism, a fashion brand decided to cosplay purity and call it empowerment. This wasn't a marketing faux pas, it was a blueprint. Proof that in 2025, rebellion isn't worn, it's manufactured. And the whole world is taking notes. Meanwhile, Gap quietly did what brands are supposed to. Listen. It's Better in Denim ad didn't lecture us on real America. It made us dance. 6 women, 6 countries, 1 camera, and 0 sermons. Gap's collaboration with Hype's Katseye was everything American Eagles wasn't. Loud, global, and unapologetically modern. Where AE gave us a sanitized dream of who we were, Gap gave us an anthem for who we actually are today. Sydney's ad looked like it was shot by a committee of dads, while Gap's looked like it was edited by the internet itself. Because when you set your ad to a black pop classic and hand it to a global girl group, you're actually acknowledging culture. You're saying, rebellion doesn't have one accent anymore. Reddit called it how to do nostalgia without whitewashing. TikTok called it the first jeans ad that doesn't make me want to log off. Even Kellis streamed again. Milkshake's streams jumped 179% and Gap's positive mentions rose 286% in a week. No controversy, just culture literacy. A rare moment where a corporation borrowed from the past and gave credit back. American Eagle sold provocation, while Gap sold participation. AE told you to admire her jeans. Gap told you to join the beat. That's the difference between marketing and movement. Hybe, the K-pop empire behind it all, already knows this formula. Partnerships worth over $200 million prove that rebellion is now a franchise, and sole owns the export rights. Meanwhile, back in the States, Addison Rae decided to bring the 2000s back, one ultra-low rise at a time. Her Lucky Brand collab decided to play it safe, and won for about 2 weeks. The Retro Real campaign brought back the Y2K fantasy, low-rise jeans that start somewhere around your knees, rhinestones, and reruns of 2005, and the internet ate it up for a minute. They dropped posters that had an actual phone number printed on them because calling random numbers in 2025 is apparently vintage now. The numbers looked great, but the hype had the shelf life of a low-rise zipper. It peaked fast and disappeared faster. The campaign dropped right alongside her album Addison, a crossover play meant to fuse her pop era with fashion credibility. And it worked. If you measure success in scrolls, not staying power. It's not scandalous, it's just smart. A brand that knows nostalgia fatigue is real, so it sells irony instead of innocence. She's no Sydney or Katseye, of course, she's the in-between. Influencer capitalism's chill middle child. And what do these 2025 jeans ad campaigns tell us? Authenticity isn't found, it's focus grouped. Gap choreographed it, Addison packaged it, and AE tried to manufacture it and burned itself in the process. And while everyone else fought for nostalgia, Beyonce ended the war. When Cowboy Carter dropped, searches for Levi's exploded 180% in a week. Did Levi's make Beyonce cool, or did Beyonce finally make Levi's relevant? They officially partnered with her in early 2025 after the Cowboy Carter boom, turning her imagery into a full-scale campaign calling it the hardest working jean in the world. She rewrote heritage as a black Southern woman taking the most American fabric and saying, "This belongs to me too." American Eagle romanticized a past that excluded half of America, while Beyonce revived one that finally included it. And where AE's Real America was sepia and safe, hers was black, southern, and blazing. Sydney and American Eagle fought for purity and sold a dream America forgot, only to get burned in the process. Gap danced its way to relevance. Luck Jeans and Addison flirted with nostalgia and fizzled out. And Levi's let Beyonce do the heavy lifting. So who won? Not the brands, the algorithm did. Every controversy, every dance trend fed the same machine, the one that measures value in clicks per minute. Denim was once the symbol of working-class defiance. Now it is the uniform of corporate storytelling. If you've made it this far, congratulations, you're part of the focus group. Like, comment, subscribe, or don't. The algorithm already has your size.